Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about hold down, how to hold down. Now, being hold down is probably one of the best tactics that you should know. There's two, in my opinion, there's two main tactics you should know, and that's hold down and side scraping, because these two things can change outcomes of the game. Like 100% it will change the outcome of the game. Now, choosing what tank you do that really, so today we are talking about hold down. We're not talking about side scraping, we're talking about hold down. So it really all depends on what tank you are driving, if it's got any armor, if it's got any sort of upper plate armor, lower plate armor, etc., how weak the armor is, how strong the turret is, etc. So there are a few tanks in the game that are just absolutely fantastic for going hold down, and when they're in a hold down position they become like impossible to penetrate, and it gets to the point where people just get so frustrated because they can't pen it that they just switch to the HE, which is another good tactic that you should look at doing. Again, all depends on what tank you are running. If you're running a big E100 and you can't penetrate a Kranvagens's turret hold down, then if you splash HE, it's still going to do 200 to 300 damage. So why not? Now, when you go hold down, there's always positions in a map where you can go hold down. Any map in this game, there is positions you can go into. Now, we're going to watch this game here in the Kranvagen. Now, he overextended on this hill, just like this T57 heavy. And now he's overextended because the T57 can't do anything. He can't do anything to the Kranvagen where he was at. Fair enough, he just gets absolutely deleted, but it does get to that point where if you come up against a tank like this hold down, you just want to turn around and say nah, let's not. So choosing how far you overextend as well, again, it all depends on the gun depression and it all depends on your hull. So things like the Kranvagen, it has good gun depression, not the best, but it has nice gun depression and it has a nice upper plate. So you want to extend you want to go behind a hill so at least they can't see your lower plate, and that's pretty much the same as most tanks, especially in a tank that is an auto loader or an auto reloader. If you can get into a position where you're only showing your turret and you're trying to bait the enemy, that's a really big thing to do, really good thing to do as well. Bait the enemy into shooting that turret whilst you're on a reload. Don't let them know that you're on a reload, because they will rush you, they'll get a few shots into you, and then they will just disappear while you're still on a reload. So if you are in a hold down position, sort of bait them. Don't go up enough to show your hull. Only show the strongest part of your tank, and that is the turret. The Kranvagen has one of the best turrets in the game. It is, when it's hold down, it is so frustrating to deal with, and that's what I love about this replay here. He is trying to get into these hold down positions like constantly, because that is where this tank shines. And any other position, this tank doesn't do that well. If side scraping, I mean, it's not the best. Outright, sort of in the open, it hasn't got the DPM to deal with tanks. So the only way you can sort of put this in a position is hold down. And again, he's just gone around the whole of this hill to get into this hold down position, and you can see he's not overextending. He doesn't want to overextend. He's going to reload his shell and he's just going to sit and sort of wait. He's trying to bait that shot from the grill. Eventually he gets the shot off and the grill misses. Now, people get confused. Although I'm talking about tanks with fantastic turrets is best for hold down, that is true, but you don't have to have an amazing turret to go hold down. I mean, I've gone hold down in a Leopard 1 and I've managed to get a bounce from my gun mantlet or my turret, depending on the angle. If you're looking your gun up, it becomes sort of very troll. So you don't have to have an amazing turret to go hold down. Also, when you are hold down, if you're moving sort of backwards and forwards as well when you're hold down, then you will also be able to sort of bait the enemy, as I've said, baiting the enemy into shooting you, so you can sort of overextend. And things with great gun depression usually is best to go hold down, because you're not exposing much of your tank, and you're exposing your tank for a lot less time. So tanks with obviously nice strong gun mantlets as well, you don't have to have an amazing turret. There are a few tanks out there that hasn't got an amazing turret, but it has a big gun mantlet, and you can't pen that gun mantlet. So them kind of tanks as well, hold down is fantastic, especially if you're wiggling your tank. It does become very difficult to penetrate. And so for me, going hold down is probably the best thing to do outright. I think it's the best tactic to use in World of Tanks Blitz. Secondly, the second best tactics is probably side scraping. Again, there's a few tanks that you can side scrape in, which we'll go over in a different video. But this battle here, 7.5k damage, and he literally done most of that in a hold down position. If he wasn't in a hold down position, he was looking to get in a hold down position. Now we're going to just show you this replay here. This whole line, this Emil 1, these whole line are good for going hold down, but the enemy are going to do that as well. And this is what I mean about going hold down. He can't do anything to that that Action X because of the position. Now it does have weak points, it does have hatches, and a lot of tanks does have the hatch. But if you're moving backwards and forward just like this guy is, and using that gun depression of that Action X, it's very difficult to get the shot off on that hatch, and likewise it's very difficult for the enemy to get the shot off on him. And this is perfect play. This is perfect play in the tanks that should be in this position. The T-34, an amazing turret, but very weak hull. So if you overextend, then you're just going to get absolutely deleted, because the whole of your hull is weak. So you only want to get up a ridge where you're only showing that turret of yours. Now you can see here, just, I mean, Tommy has got the sort of the side of this Action X, so he was able to get shots. But if you're just looking directly at this Action X, it's just impossible. But again, that is the same as him. In his position, it's pretty much impossible to penetrate him as well. So go try it, guys. Go get in a tank with good gun depression, good armor, or at least good turret armor. Try it. Don't overextend, and you will start winning more battles. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. With